welcome to Wayzata High School for a good non-conference matchup in girls basketball as 11-3 Maple Grove here to take on the 14-0 and second-ranked Wayzata Trojans. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Ryan Iverson. And boy, this Wayzata team just rolling along. They've got a lot going for them, a lot of talent, a lot of size, just having a great season so far.
Well, you touched on it. We were watching them warm up. I thought we were in the WNBA there. Seeing the length, you mean consistent 6'2", 6'3". They just have tremendous length. They have an excellent point guard. And what's really nice about Wayzata, Jay, is they all know their role, and they're really unselfish. And their mission, you know, they've been knocking on the door. They always have to go against Hopkins. They think this is their time and their year. Off to a 14-0 start. They beat some really good teams, too. So I'm really excited to see them play tonight.
And this Maple Grove team, a much younger group. They're coming on strong, though. They lost their first couple games of the year, but then since then, only a loss to a very good Park Center team. They're playing with a lot of confidence right now, and they view this as an opportunity to see what they can do against a good team.
Well, they started 0-2. Again, lost to St. Michael, Albertville, Chaska, but that to me is a sign of great coaching and great character with their players. 0-2, what are we going to throw the towel in? Or no, they changed it. Now they're 11-3. Their only other loss coming to Park Center. So they played last night. It's a doubleheader, but I think Coach Cook and his girls, they view this as, hey, how good are we? You know, we have a lot of young kids too. We expect to be competitive. Let's measure ourselves against a really good Wayzata team.
Let's talk about key players to look at in tonight's contest. For Maple Grove, we'll talk about their top scorer. Had the honor of calling both her mom's and her dad's high school games back at Armstrong. Jordan Lamker's a sophomore who's a very good player.
I think basically that just means you're getting really old, Jay, is what that means. But yeah, she comes from a great family, really good athletes, and she is a phenomenal player. You know, great role last year as a freshman. She's really come into her own, and that's why I'm a big proponent of seeing these younger girls and boys get time as 8th graders and 9th graders, because as the time they get to a sophomore, they are really, really great players. She's one of them, over 16 points, great rebounder, great scorer. My concern for Maple Grove is, can they score enough to keep up with Wayzata? And if they are able to do it, I think she's going to actually even have to elevate that into the 20s tonight.
And for Wayzata, a lot of choices we could pick from. Callie Tyson's has been such a mainstay in this program. Just a great front court player, a lot of pivot moves, but does a lot of things well.
Over 14 points, 8 rebounds. She's just kind of pencil her in almost for a double-double every night. Going to South Dakota State, great length. And again, they all play their roles really well. They can shoot the ball really well, but I don't think there's a team in the state, including Hopkins, lengthwise, that can match up with it. And so you play to your strengths, and she's just a great defensive presence too, blocking shots, altering shots. But they know if they want to get a basket down low, they can go to her at any time. She's got great touch, so I'm excited to see her tonight as well.
All right, these teams have been playing annually. Wayzata has won the last 3 meetings. Maple Grove would love to come in here and pull off an upset. Wayzata looking to take care of business and stay undefeated on the season. It's the Crimson and the Trojans coming your way next year on CCX Sports.
Leah, did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
And welcome back here to Wayzata as we get set to tip this one off. Kind of a rare Wednesday night regular season contest here between the Crimson and the Trojans. As you see, the Crimson huddle with Mark Cook, and their starting lineup will look like this. They've got Kylie Baranek, Jordan Lamker, Sam Carroll, Ari Gordon, and Abby Schulte. Schulte and Lamker, the 2 returning starters from a year ago. And for Wayzata and Coach Mike Schumacher, they've got Mimi Schrader and Callie Tyson, the senior veterans. Annika Stewart, a great shooter at 6'3" as a junior. Mara Braun, a freshman, and Jenna Johnson, who is their top scorer, a 6'2" sophomore. And they're just pretty well loaded all around their lineup.
Well, and you talk about playing on a Wednesday. We've seen Coach Dasowich from Minnetonka. We've seen Hopkins, Coach Kaz here watching as well. So a lot of scouting going on. And 2 really good basketball programs. Should be a lot of fun, good atmosphere here, and excited to see high-level basketball.
Tyson and Lamker will jump it up here. And Tyson controls the tip to Schrader. We are underway as Wayzata gets first possession, and a pull-up jumper from Mara Braun won't go. Rebound by Stewart won't go. Tyson gets it back. Little pivot inside, missed it, got it again, and then it was tip free. Wayzata's going to get 5 cracks at it. Mimi Schrader for 3, short with that. Another rebound. This one won't go for Johnson, and they get it again.
Well, and that's Wayzata. It's so demoralizing. 7 offensive rebounds on that first possession. Great hands by the Crimson, but you can't watch this length. You got to move them out. You got to box out.
Stewart the miss, and Johnson was fouled as she took it up. Abby Schulte will be whistled for the foul, and Jenna Johnson will go to the free throw line. And boy, you almost, if you're Mark Cook and the Maple Grove staff, you're almost feeling like everything we talked about's gone out the window. We haven't been able to block them out at all so far.
I feel like I'm watching my 5th grade team play that doesn't box out, right? But sometimes you do box out, but great length, there's just nothing you can do about it. You can't get caught up in watching. You got to concentrate on moving them out of the lane. But they just have, not only are they tall, Jay, but they got great arm length too, and they're just able to keep that ball going.
Johnson misses both free throws. I think one key for Maple Grove might be getting into the blockout early in the game so that you're contacting him out a ways, because if you're standing next to him underneath, they're probably just going to out-jump you and grab it.
Well, and you don't want to go underneath the basket. There's a turnover. The other thing, if I'm Coach Cook in Maple Grove, is, okay, Wayzata might have the length, but do we maybe have the quickness and the speed? Could we try to maybe press them or make this a little bit more of a transition game?
Got to look there at Mark Cook. Got Mark and Mike here, Mike Schumacher, and these guys have great respect for each other. They're a couple of good coaches and good guys, and they really respect each other's programs too.
I'll tell you, when we do games with them, they're so accessible. They're just wonderful. I love both of these guys. A lot fun to call their games.
Knocked away from Johnson inside. We'll get a tie-up. And I thought it was really interesting and also very classy, especially for a team that's not even in your conference. You know, they do the starters and they come over and shake hands with the other. Yes, Mark Cook took a good 30 seconds to talk to Mimi Schrader, telling her, I think, what a great player she's been to go against and all that. He said, I'm glad she won't be there next year for us to face, but he just had nothing but praise for her. Here's Lampker, thought about it. Tyson getting the assignment on Lampker. That'll be an interesting matchup. Not a real easy person to shoot over for Jordan Lampker. Schulte taking it to the hoop, no good. Tip loose though, and Crimson get an offensive board. Sam Carroll is there. First basket of the game up for Maple Grove.
You see how quick she got it and went right back up? She didn't even reset, allowing the height to come over. Got in her hands, went right back up with it. That was a great move.
Tyson wheeling and scoring off the glass. So Lampker is also guarding Callie Tyson, and Tyson goes up for 2 inside.
I almost think you got to front her maybe and don't let her get that kind of position. And there, I'll tell you the thing she does this year really nice, Jay, she uses her body well to shield the defender.
Ari Gordon knocks down a turnaround jumper, the talented freshman, and Maple Grove goes up 4-2.
Oh, and that's huge. You got to get confidence going when you're playing the number 2 team in the state. You don't want to come out rugged. You want to come out attack mode.
Schrader long with that 3, and Gordon rebounds. Lampker with it out on the wing. When I asked Coach Schumacher, who's going to get the assignment on Schulte and on Lampker, he said everybody in blue needs to be aware, not just one person. Lampker the miss there, Stewart the board. Schrader attacking and then pitches it to Tyson. Shot fake and dry, but she hit the front of the rim. Just got a little bit out of balance there.
Oh, it's a great move. He's showing her quickness with that length and height, too. Great first step. Nice shot fake, able to get to the rim.
Stewart picks up a foul as she tried to block Gordon's shot. And that's kind of a good example that sometimes you have to go right at a shot blocker.
Absolutely. Whenever you're playing against really good shot blocking and some height, you want to be able to go right into their chest, shot fake. And that's a smart play, right? And as a shot blocker, too, you got to keep those arms straight. Anytime they see that arm coming down, that's a pretty easy foul. Whether or not you committed it or not, they're going to call that more than likely.
3 early points for Gordon, and the Crimson lead at 5-2. And I think the other thing you have to remember sometimes is I think young players, girls or boys, sometimes think it's like the ultimate embarrassment to get your shot blocked, but it's going to happen. You don't have to worry about it. Down low to Tyson, missed it, got it right back, and then knocked away. Schulte pushing it the other way. Schulte goes to the
what a
hoop and
move.
scores.
You see how Schulte used her body that time to seal off Stewart, not allowing her to be able to block that shot. That was great.
Braun's pass tipped and then stolen by Baranek. So Maple Grove, a great start on the road here, leading 8-2 and make it 10. Jordan Lampker with the layup and a timeout taken by Wayzata. And the Maple Grove fans are pumped as their team has come out very strong here on the road.
Oh, that's exactly what you want to do to start the game on the road against the number 2 team. And again, using transition here, using the quickness. Watch Schulte here. Decisive move, but look at her go right into the body that time of Stewart, not allowing her to extend her arms, and then just a great run in transition, and Lampker with a great finish. You know, and if you're playing against great height, that's what you do. If you can beat them down the floor, you can get to the basket before they're able to set up their defense. That's how you attack them. Excellent start for Coach Cook and the Crimson.
And to a certain extent, I think Maple Grove has nothing to lose in this one. I mean, most people probably don't expect them to win, and you can come out and play kind of free and aggressive, or at least that's what you're hoping, and it's happening so far.
And I'll tell you the other thing, you can see Maple Grove has made a real active measure tonight to be active with their hands. When when Schrader is pushing that ball in transition, whether it's Stewart or whether it's Tyson, as soon as they bring that ball down, guards are digging. They're frustrating the length so far of Wayzata.
So Wayzata, a slow start offensively, trailing at 10-2. But they've got the potential. They're scoring close to 75 a game this year, and they're certainly a team that sooner or later is very likely to get it going, you'd think. Stewart looking inside with it to Johnson, and she's fouled and will shoot 2.
Well, nice job that time, I thought, by Johnson to seal underneath the basket. There was a skip pass, and she used her body really well to get great position. Maple Grove trying to fight around that and front it. Good help defense, but able to draw the foul.
Gordon picks up the foul, her second team foul, and Johnson now 0 for 3 at the free throw line here for the Trojans. Comes in averaging 16.4, a team high figure for them. Able to get 1 out of 2 this time. Baranek gets it to the front court. Lampker now to Schulte. Carroll will turn and shoot. No good, and Johnson snares the rebound. Braun back to Johnson. Stewart looking down low, gets it to Johnson, missed with the left hand, and ultimately Maple Grove's Baranek will rebound.
And again, I think if you're Wayzata, Jay, you're okay. You're getting good shots, right? There, Maple Grove trying to front the post. That was a great post entry there over the top. Just a missed shot.
Gordon, a step back 3, and she hits.
How big is that for her confidence? A freshman on the road already has over her season average, so she's come in 7 points here to start the game.
Trojans down by 10. Probably not too many times they've been down this big of a margin even earlier this season with that 14-0 record.
Well, how about this? The only game they haven't won by double digits was a 2-point win versus Stillwater, who's ranked in the top 4. So to your point, they're very used to blowing teams out.
Mara Braun pulls up and hits, and that's just the second bucket for the Trojans, and they are within 8. And Braun hustling after this, and let's see, this might be out off Maple Grove. She got a piece of it, and then it hit a Crimson player as well.
And those are the kind of turnovers that coaches just can't stand, right? When they're kind of those unforced, unnecessary turnovers, right? And Maple Grove done such a good job of taking care of the basketball and getting good shots.
Olivia Arnebeck, number 12, is in there for Wayzata now. Also, Lydia Hay, number 15. Nice drive and finish by Braun.
I'll tell you what's making the Trojan offense work now is they're fronting, Maple Grove is, with help, and they're skipping the ball on that, and Braun that time took great advantage of it. That's what makes Wayzata so hard to guard. They got multiple bigs, but they also got girls that can drive and play off the basketball.
Schulte giving it up for Carroll for the layup on a nice cut. Maple Grove by 8. Hay To the edge of the lane, shooting it up, no good, and rebounded by Schulte. Schulte, a little hesitation dribble, but then rushed it up, trying to get it up quicker ahead of the shot blockers. Across to Hay, and just getting back with Schulte. The Trojans just a touch slow to realize that Hayes' defender wasn't back in the play yet.
Well, Tyson was focused on the right side of the court. I think if she'd gotten her head around, would have seen that, but great hustle by Schulte, missed shot on the other end, didn't hang her head, instead sprints down.
And Tyson just being physical to get free for that one underneath.
And you know what I like probably the most about her, Jay, is she might miss, but she is relentless going after her miss. You know, so she's going to get multiple shot attempts down there just because she's so aggressive.
And Lamker draws a foul. It was kind of an awkward one as she got between a couple of defenders. I think they'll get Tyson for this. No, it's going to be Arnebeck, actually.
Nice fake there, and I think that's what Lamker's going to have to do is if you're going to pull Tyson away from the basket, try to go by her and see if you can force other guys to help and then be physical and strong at the rim, at the point of attack. Because I tell you, if you can get Wayzata in foul trouble, they become a little bit different of a team, especially if some of that length has to go out of the game.
Kelly Klons, number 5, a sophomore, and 23, Izzy Brandt, another sophomore coming into the lineup here for the Crimson as Lamker, a high-arcing free throw, hits a pair. She has 4 early points, and it's an 8-point lead again now for Maple Grove.
Well, Maple Grove comes into the game averaging 52 points, so that was kind of my question. But how about 17 points here to start? They've been on fire here offensively.
Stewart, a shot fake out high, and then dumps it down low to Tyson. I think she wished she hadn't picked up her dribble there so early because she kind of lost a pivot move there.
And it was one of the few times she caught the ball down low without being denied or fronted, so she could have gone to work there. You're right, absolutely right.
Hey, back over to Stewart from the top of the key, and that's money. Stewart hitting, and that is her shot. She's great from the top of the key.
How about being 6'3" and having the ability to step out and great touch? That's really hard to defend. You put her at that high post, and then you put Tyson down low, and you got to pick your poison there. What a weapon.
Dump down low toward Lamker. Tyson getting out to deny it, but couldn't quite save it.
I'll tell you, I love how Lamker's moving, Jay, without the basketball. She's working hard. She's making Callie Tyson really work to defend her. But here's a little high-low, and a nice job by Stewart squaring up, realizing she's open, and with that great height, too. Even if there's a defender there, she can get her shot off over the top.
Five-point lead here for Maple Grove as they jumped on Wayzata early. Nice shot fake there by Lamker, and then has to kick it over to Carroll. Here's Schulte driving the ball. Pass was tipped, but still gets to Carroll and couldn't quite get it to drop. Tyson the rebound out of Schrader, and here come the Trojans. Schrader whipping it across, and back out it comes for Arnebeck, looking for a three, but no.
Even though that shot didn't go, that's beautiful offense. Mimi Schrader pushes the ball up, swing. There's another transition basket for Maple Grove. Izzy Brandt with the layup, and I like Maple Grove doing that.
Well, I like the way she was ready to go right when she caught it, too. No wasted movement. And we're going to get a foul away from the ball on Johnson, posting up a little too aggressively, it looks like.
Well, there's two things that when you're fronting the post on defense, Jay, you have to be physical, but the person applying the ball pressure on making the pass, you have to be able to make that pass difficult. You could see that time that pass went a little bit too high. And so there's a multiple components on a defense when you're playing against good size.
7-point lead here for Maple Grove. A little under 9 minutes to go in the first half. Great girls basketball matchup for you tonight here on CCX. Brandt giving it over to Gordon. Arnebeck bumping aggressively, might have gotten away with one there.
Good physical ball pressure, and that's what ball pressure does. And I'll tell you, we talk about Wayzata's length and their size. Those girls are athletic, too. They're not slow-footed at all. They can move their feet. And I think that ball pressure kind of rushed that decision there and led to a turnover.
That last pass, too, I think is Exhibit A, why coaches don't love the one-hand pass off the bounce. You can't pull it back, and Gordon just threw it into the bench. Down low, Johnson really posting up hard and scores.
See, that play was made, Jay, not by the shot, but by the work she put in to get that position. She was working, and Wayzata made an active effort to get her the ball. When she caught, she had a nice look.
Back out, Lamker cutting into the middle, keeps the drive going, but missed it, and Tyson grabs it.
Great defense, good shot too by Lamker, just missed it, but nice attack there.
Schrader on the run, short with that one, and now Gordon tracks it down. Schrader able to get the steal. Now Arnebeck. Across to Tyson for two.
That was a beautiful pass by Baranek that time. I didn't think she was going to see Tyson, but what a pass, threading the needle from the left to the right. You can watch the steal here from behind. And then the wherewithal to get up before she gets up, get that transition started. And again, for the size and length that Wayzata has, look at those girls run the floor hard. And a nice catch and finish, too, by Callie Tyson.
Well, and great timing, too. Arnebeck waiting. It looked like at first maybe she didn't see her, but when you can get it to a player for a layup when they really don't even have to take a dribble, that's when you know you've timed it out pretty well.
When you see often, too, in transition, Jay, the person with the ball gives it up too early, and it puts the other person in kind of an awkward spot of, should I dribble, where, you know. And so part of the art of a fast break is exactly your point, when to give that ball up.
And we saw on the previous one, too, the way Wayzata really runs that break well. They'll look to the sideline. They'll move the ball up with the pass. It isn't all about throwing risky throws way ahead, and it isn't even all about just putting your head down and dribbling fast. A lot of times it looks like they really are well-tuned to running. It's an in-control
break, if you will. And we saw a couple possessions earlier. They missed a three. But you saw Mimi Schrader throw it up ahead. The ball skipped across, one extra pass, wide open three. That's just beautiful basketball, even though they missed that shot. And now Wayzata coming out with a 1-3-1 half-court defense just to kind of change up the tempo a little bit, try to catch Maple Grove off guard.
And obviously they've got a lot of length when they look to trap.
Yeah, and you don't want to get caught in the corner against this length. You're absolutely right.
Schulte dumping it down low, knocked away though by Tyson, and now is Schrader leading the break back the other way. Tyson will give it up to Stewart and then back out to Braun. Stewart reposting and traveled.
Well, Sam Carroll, 5'9", number 33 here for Maple Grove. She's given up a good 6 inches down low, but how about her fighting, right? Just trying to do her best to keep Stewart off of the block so she can't just catch and score.
And a steal by Johnson. We talked about the length. Here's Braun attacking. Thought she was fouled, but they don't get the call back the other way. Comes Maple Grove. Baranek. Mike Schumacher in the official's ear a little bit. He really felt this player was fouled that time. And now we'll get a reach in on Mimi Schrader.
There's a good attack here in this transition. Again, the second turnover out of this 1-3-1. And there's Braun going through. I like those non-calls, right, rather than call a charge on something like that. But, yeah, I think you could certainly have a case to complain on it.
Schulte missing. A scramble for it. It's saved, and Lamker winds up with it. Lamker looking to attack, and she traveled.
See there, I think if Lamker had that over, if she would have just kept going, maybe one more dribble to the left, would have had an attempt at a layup. And they need her to be aggressive and to keep attacking that rim. Good things will happen if she continues to do that.
Wayzata's to within 3, but they've trailed throughout. Maple Grove jumped out to a 10-2 lead. And Gordon got a piece of that, but the Trojans get it back.
A great hustle, great play by Tyson. Instead of a turnover, by her hustle and her long arms, able to bat that out and maintain possession.
Schrader is pushed as she cut between defenders there. looking a little more aggressive offensively than she sometimes is, looking for her own shot a little bit.
Well, Coach Cook when I was talking to him before the game, said Mimi Schrader averaging under 5 points a game. She could average 16 if she wanted to, but she's just a smart player and knows exactly when to get the ball to her teammates in good spots too.
Back out Stewart from the wing this time, no good. And rebound went away from Tyson, might have been nudged a little bit there. Here's Lamker. And Loen stepped on the baseline there. She didn't have a whole lot of room and tried to sneak around the defender.
She just got to get her confidence, right? She's had a couple of drives that haven't turned into anything other than turnovers, but I like that transition. Get her running like that. She's got such a great first step with her size and strength too, that they need her to keep attacking.
Schrader to Stewart, turnaround jumper is good.
Again, just great, smart offense. The skip pass on that skip, Stewart it just seals her defender right under the rim, so it's an easy catch and score. That's just beautiful offense.
Maple Grove, after scoring early, has really slowed things down and now leading by just a point. Schulte keeps the dribble alive. A little pull-up off the glass and good. I don't know if she was looking for the bank there, but she gets it.
Extended hours here on Wednesday for the bank and still open. But that was the right play. She had an open step there and took it and made a nice jump shot.
Schrader from the corner, and it spins in.
The hometown friendly roll right there.
That ties us up as Schrader makes her first bucket of the night. So all 5 starters have scored now for the Trojans.
What I think, too, that's the other thing that makes Wayzata so tough is they do have really good balance, and they have a number of girls that could have a big scoring night, and they don't care who scores. That's when it's dangerous.
Carroll for 3, too strong. Lamker boards it. To Schulte on the baseline. Wayzata has gotten more aggressive defensively, and Arnebeck that time will be called for the reach in, her second. I think probably in one of those early timeouts, Coach Schumacher said, they're out hustling you. You need to get up and be just as physical and aggressive as they are.
Well, this is just a nice drive and kick. Draw the defense. Mimi Schrader wide open in the baseline, ready to shoot. And I'll tell you, that's when Wayzata is really the second best team in the state, maybe the first best, when they're playing inside out like that. When they have that height down low scoring and then they add a couple of great shooters during the game, that's when they really become hard to guard.
Baranek shooting it up there, no good, and last touch by Maple Grove. It'll be Wayzata basketball.
You got to think, Jay, Wayzata knows to make a run at a state tournament, they're going to have to go through Hopkins. When you play Hopkins, you're going to have to handle their pressure and you're going to have to be able to score. And I think this year, really, Wayzata feels like they have the firepower to score with Hopkins.
Up and under from Tyson, and left-hand layup, her 4th basket.
What a great up and under. Such a lost move, the low post. Great up and under, great ball fake, and a great finish.
So Trojans grabbing the lead. Lamker trying to shovel it. Nice hands by Schulte. Boy, that pass was tipped, and I thought they were about to lose it.
Quick hands, great recovery.
Here's Johnson attacking on the baseline, fouled by Schulte.
You watch Maple Grove, too, and defensively on the year, they've only given up 40 points per game. Watch this cut and recovery here. Pass by Lamker, and watch Schulte keep her eyes on the ball there to maintain it and be able to score. But you watch Maple Grove defensively, they're physical too. And they play really good team defense, and they've had to make Wayzata work.
A save by Gordon, got it to Lamker here, so tied at 23 as the Crimson hit the front court. Lamker will turn, shoot, no good. Gordon grabs the rebound, and then that one denied. It comes back to Gordon when she's on the floor, and then it goes out off of Braun.
Yeah, against the height there, you want to get that ball out, kick it out. And I get a feeling watching Lamker, too, that she's not quite as aggressive as she needs to be. I don't know if she was deterred by a couple of missed shots there, but she kind of faulted into that shot where she was wide open. They need her being aggressive scoring.
Yeah, it almost looks like she's worried about getting her shot blocked a little more. She's got good size inside.
Yeah.
Johnson nearly had the steal, but then they get it back. Here's Carroll. That one partially blocked. Gordon will shoot it up no good and rebounded by the Trojans' Jenna Johnson. Braun back out. Schrader steps in a little closer, hits the front of the rim, and then Stewart rebounds and is fouled. Carroll will pick up her first.
First personal on performance number 33, Sam Carroll.
So Stewart goes to the free throw line here for Wayzata, looking to retake the lead for the Trojans. And does exactly that as she knocks down the free throw.
Yeah, she's got a great looking shot.
Second one also good. Great backspin on it too. I mean, it's very consistent how she releases the ball. So Wayzata by 2. Schulte. Baranek looking to get them into the offense here now. Carroll.
And you can say Wayzata's going to try to take some time off the clock here. Nice backdoor cut.
Oh, Baranek rejected by Jenna Johnson.
That was a great play, great read on that with the back door. But that's what having great length allows you to do, is you erase some of those kind of mistakes. Watch the recovery here by Johnson. Coming right down, great arms. Ball coming right to our camera.
Schulte attacks
nice,
and
move.
scores. Used her body again to kind of shield it away.
She's had a heck of a game, and she's a good scorer. She's got that good shooting touch, but she's also got a quick step, but she's been really physical on her finishes too.
Braun cutting free inside. Braun will turn with the left hand and score. Boy, and Coach Cook was talking about her. He said, boy, you know, they have all these other older girls that are great weapons. He said, but this freshman, 25, is just really good. And I said, yeah, I thought the same thing.
And she's really confident too. Sometimes freshmen you see they're a little timid or afraid to mix it up. She gets it and she's very aggressive and goes right at it.
Under 1:20 to go in the first half. Wayzata leading it by 2. Maple Grove had a great start here on the road against the undefeated Trojans. Here's Schulte shooting a 3, no good. And a tie-up, and the alternating possession will go in favor of Wayzata. .108 to go before halftime. Trojans up by a pair, but they're certainly being tested here on their home court.
Well, how about Maple Grove here going to a zone, just trying to get Wayzata maybe out of a rhythm a little bit.
Stewart across. Braun will shoot it up. It's short, but it comes right to Johnson for 2.
That's the hardest thing about a zone, right, is trying to figure out who you're boxing out. And when you're worried about offensive rebounds and second chance points, you gotta be really locked in on who you're boxing out.
So about a half minute to go here. We'll see if Maple Grove will hold for one shot here. They are down by 4. Baranek to the baseline and then back out. Schulte. Ten seconds remaining as Carroll gets it to Baranek. Back cut by Schulte for the layup. Perfect play there by the Crimson. 10 points now for Schulte. Schrader gonna try and get one up from half court, but couldn't quite do it. And so a good first half for Maple Grove on the road. They will go in trailing by 2. Well, Wayzata with a 29-27 lead here at halftime of this one, and a solid first half performance here by the visiting Crimson. I don't want to make it seem like they were like an impossible kind of underdog, but certainly Wayzata would have been the favorite coming into this one for sure with that undefeated mark, and as well as they've played against some pretty good competition so far as well here. So let's go over now to Ryan with Coach Cook.
Thanks, Jay. Coach, what a first half. I thought defensively you guys did a really good job trying to limit them down low, but also defending the perimeter. What do you think defensively?
No, we're doing defensively exactly what we wanted to do. And so, the kids are working hard. Wayzata is really good. So you just try, you try to minimize their opportunities. We got to do better on the boards. They're killing us on the offensive glass right now.
What do you do? I mean, with that kind of height, that first possession, they had 7 offensive rebounds. Is it stressing boxing out, or is it effort? What do you think? What do you do?
It's technique. It's about getting inside position and being physical. You can't, standing there and looking up at the rim is not enough. You got to get inside position. You got to move people. So you got to be physical.
The other thing I noticed too is I thought transition. You got a couple baskets. You've been utilizing the back door there. Offensively, what else would you like to see in the second half?
I want us to be patient on offense. Work the ball, make them have to play defense for long periods of time, and then get good shots. I feel we don't want to force shots early in possessions, and we do that sometimes. But all in all, I mean, if you'd told me we were going to be down 2 at half, I'd have signed up for that deal. So
what do you got to do to win this game?
We got to dig in. We got to play great defense, and then we got to have good offensive possessions, and then I think we got a shot.
Awesome. Good luck in the second half, Coach. Yep. Back to you, Jay.
Thank you, Ryan, and thanks to Coach Cook as well. Here as we see some of our halftime performance tonight. 29-27 Wayzata leading. We'll be back here to Wayzata High School in just a moment on CCX Sports.
I got some Oxy after I hurt my neck. First I took them to feel better. Then I just kept taking them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Leah, did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
First time I tried Vicodin, it was laying around my mom's house. And then I kept taking them whenever I could get them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more. Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Nice halftime performance here. Treating the crowd as the Trojans and Crimson playing a 2-point first half so far, and Mark Cook was pretty excited about things for sure, and as well he should be. They came out and did, a lot of the things they wanted to do, I think.
Well, even that last possession, they took about 30 seconds off the clock, ran it, and then got a nice backdoor layup. And I think that's Maple Grove's best, option is, and you heard Coach Cook allude to it, is let's take some time off the clock. If we have the ball, they're not scoring, number one. And number two, we're making them chase us around the perimeter, and we can use that against them and try to get back doors and get really good looks.
Let's take a look at some first half highlights from tonight's contest. And really a pretty well-played game. Maple Grove getting off to a good start as you see Schulte attacking and finishing nicely. She had a very solid first half for the Crimson. And then it is Ari Gordon knocking down a step-back three, and a lot of things were going right for Maple Grove in the early going. And then it's Hay kicking it back out, Stewart lining up a three and showing what a great shooter she is.
And I thought, too, Wayzata didn't panic, right? They just took it possession by possession. There was a great steal by Schrader, and I love this pass, threading the defense, and Callie Tyson running the floor hard.
Then a skip pass across, and Schrader dumping it inside. Stewart knocking down the turnaround jumper here. Wayzata can score in a variety of ways. They shoot the ball very well, but they can go inside. They can penetrate a little bit too, and obviously offensive rebounds. Yep. Coach Cook, that was the one thing he was quite disappointed in. And to first half. You see Schulte with a good first half with 10. Gordon had 7 for Maple Grove. Lampker held to just 4 points, and Tyson with 8. Very balanced. They go 8, 7, 6, 5 in that first half between the top 4 scorers for Wayzata. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with more here. We'll hear from Coach Schumacher in a moment as well, as Wayzata leading Maple Grove 29-27 here at halftime from Wayzata High School.
First time I tried Vicodin, it was laying around my mom's house. And then I kept taking them whenever I could get them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
They gave me Vicodin after my knee surgery. They kept prescribing it, so I kept taking it. I didn't know it would be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Action!
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey, look, it's those guys.
Get some drinks!
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood, or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
Welcome back here. Wayzata leading it by 2. Let's go over to Ryan with Coach Schumacher.
Out there, you got off to a really slow start. You guys fought hard. 2-point lead at halftime. What'd you think?
I thought there was a seal on the basket for a while. We had, what did we have, like 6 good putback looks early and couldn't break the seal. And, we figured we were in for a battle. They're a good, physical, tough, well-coached team. It's going to be a matter of who can execute down the stretch. We'll see what happens. We're going to keep doing what we do.
I thought, too, when you went to the 1-3-1 half court, it caused them a little bit of trouble. Will we see that in the second half, too?
You might see that a little in the second half, yeah.
I just wanted to tell you, as a fan of basketball, love watching the way you guys play, the inside out, swinging the ball, using the post down there, really hard to guard.
Well, thank you. We're at our best when our bodies move and the ball moves and we go inside out like you say. Yeah, that's what we're going to try to do more of.
Good luck in the second half.
Thanks.
All right, back to you, Jay.
Thank you, Ryan, and thanks to Coach Schumacher as well there. And obviously kind of keeping the calm demeanor. You know, they didn't enjoy falling behind like they did early on, and it hasn't happened that many times this year. But I think he had trust in his kids that they would weather the storm and not get too wound up about falling behind. So it'll be Maple Grove basketball to start the second half. Carroll inbounds to Veronica, and we are underway here as Schrader picks her up. Back out top to Gordon. Now Lampker, edge of the lane. Good help D by Stewart. Gordon's pass was tipped, but still gets there. Now Carroll looked like she might have had a shot there, but didn't take it. Schulte, the
nice
drive,
move.
and just one drop.
Great patience there. Nice job being patient, getting a good shot. Just didn't get it to fall.
Braun across to Johnson. Tipped away by Schulte, but recovered here by Braun. Schrader at the top. Now Callie Tyson. Stewart will shoot it from the wing, but that one is short.
Nice box out by the freshman that time, too.
Gordon able to come up with that rebound. I think it's important for Maple Grove to stay aggressive and not be like, well, we're satisfied because we really held them close and had the lead for a while.
And you saw, Sam Carroll had a shot. I thought a good shot there in that first possession, and trying to get a roll to the basket against that length. I think they got to continue to be patient, but pull the defense out and look to attack, trying to use their quickness.
Yeah, throwing that one into that kind of traffic against Wayzata is probably not going to work out for you very often. There's Stewart, a jumper, no good. Good rebound, though, by Johnson. Tried to shovel it to Tyson. Caught it in traffic, then Lampker blocked it. And it's going to stay with Wayzata.
And you heard Coach Schumacher say Maple Grove's very physical on defense, and I think that's given Wayzata a little bit of problems. Maple Grove obviously ceding quite a bit of height, but they're making up for it with toughness and grit.
Johnson attacking, but it wouldn't go, and Lampker grabs the rebound.
And I think it's frustrating Wayzata just enough where they're missing a lot of shots that they normally would make just because they're rushing it and they're getting a little frustrated. So I think hats off to the Crimson defense, no doubt.
Lampker kicking it over to Gordon, and now back out to Carroll. Lampker will shoot up a high arcing three, no good, and rebounded by Johnson. Schrader to Stewart at the top, lobbing down low to Tyson. Tough catch in traffic, missed a shot, and then she gets it back out. Schrader will shoot a three.
Great box out.
But it comes over to Johnson.
That's where it's frustrating, right? Abby Schulte with just a great box out. Just a tip on it, and it goes right over for a layup.
Schulte getting a screen here. More and more as the game has gone on, though, they've had trouble getting really open looks. Veronica on the drive, short with that. Tipped out, though, to Lampker. Schulte's three won't go, and Stewart will run it down. And this one will be a turnover as Wayzata tried to force it up the sideline, and Veronica was ready for it. Coach Schumacher, I think, saying, got to look if that's really there. It's a good idea to look, but don't throw it if they're not in position.
Well, I think if you're Maple Grove, too, you need a bucket here. You've had kind of a slow, stagnant start offensively. See if you can get something going to the rim. We've seen them run this kind of set. They've been able to get backdoor layups out of it.
Over and back violation there against Maple Grove. You see Coach Cook giving instruction on that pass fake that they needed there.
Don't throw it so high, right? And you can't do that. That's something from elementary school all the way up to even to the NBA. As you don't want to get lazy on passes. Good teams will steal that, so you got to be firm, ball fake, that sort of thing.
Arnebeck shooting it up, won't go, and rebound grabbed by Baranek here for Maple Grove. The good news for the Crimson, they've started very slow, but it's still just a 4-point game, as Wayzata's not exactly been lighting it up to start the half either.
And that's where playing great defense is so important. You're going to struggle at times offensively, but if you can get stops, right, then that lead isn't growing that big. But I think Maple Grove first half, they had a couple of nice transition baskets. There's a drive and kick, and I think that's big for Jordan Lamker. She's, only a couple points in the first half there. She gets a big three, much needed for their offense.
Braun trying to answer it short, and Gordon grabs the rebound. So Maple Grove to within a point now.
Well, I think just for Jordan Lamker's confidence too, I think was huge. Let's see if that can jumpstart her, get her confidence and aggressiveness offensively.
Carroll around to Lamker, driving it into the lane. Pull-up jumper wouldn't go, but that's a good aggressive move.
Yep. And by hitting that shot, really forced Wayzata defender to come out on her. She had a great move, just not able to finish, but that was a beautiful move.
Good read by Schulte and knocked that one away.
She's been an impressive all-around player, right? Scoring, defensively, dribbling, shooting. She kind of does a little of everything for Maple Grove.
And I like, she gives them a real feistiness too.
Yep.
I mean, she's not afraid against any team.
Yep.
Maple Grove looking to take the lead back here. They were down 2 at halftime after leading for much of the first half. But they're really being forced out high. Not much going toward the hoop here in these first half dozen possessions or so of this half.
Well, and I think Coach Cook, that's part of the plan, right? Oh, right idea there, just a little bit slow. I think he feels to really limit Wayzata's scoring, maybe our best defense might be patient offense. But to your point, there's always that fine line of, yes, we want to take time off the clock, but we've got to be aggressive. We still got to go get it and attack. But it's hard to fault the strategy so far, being down by only one.
Tyson looking down low to Johnson. Attacking into Lamker and scores with the left hand. Boy, they're so good at that high-low stuff. You don't see that all that often anymore.
And they run it out of a 1-4 set, and they can basically go either direction. And I'll tell you, Jenna Johnson, only a sophomore. Did you see her step through with the left hand? Beautiful move.
Johnson called for the foul here. She thought she had a clean shot block. A referee did not agree. And it will be Schulte going to the free throw line here for Maple Grove. Not a ton of fouls in that first half. Maple Grove only shot 4 free throws, and Wayzata shot 6. And the free throw is good here by Abby Schulte, so she has her first point of the half. 11 points now in the game for the Crimson Junior, and if she can knock down another, it'll bring it back to a 1-point game. And gets the roll.
Another nice looking shot too, good rotation. And I say if you have that good rotation, a little arc, you'll get those kind of rolls more often than not.
33-32 Trojans as Tyson puts it on the deck, looking to attack on the baseline. Nice shot.
I think that's what makes her so tough, is she can score down low, obviously, but she's very adept at putting the ball on the floor too, using her body.
From the wing, won't go there for Brandt, but they'll get another crack at it.
But I like that offense. They were attacking, drive, and kick. Got a good look at three.
Baranek. And that ball kicked by Tyson. It will stay with Maple Grove.
And the other thing too, Jay, when you have that kind of length, is you can cover up defensive rotations and mistakes because you have long arms. You're able to get a lot of deflections. You're able to force passes to be higher. Defense can't see over the top of you.
And let's see, there was the official closest to the ball was going to call a 5-second count. The other was going to grant the timeout, and they do get the timeout first. So
that was close.
Yeah, timeout given to Mark Cook and the Crimson.
The coaches sometimes have that innate ability at about 4.9 seconds. They sense that 5-second call coming and able to get it to them.
earlier game that we had a chance to do, we asked Mike Schumacher, is this the best team that you've had? And he thought about it for a minute. He said, well, it's so early to know what's going to happen, but talent-wise, I would say it probably is.
I think they have something that no other team has with that kind of length. And you combine that, too, with Mimi Schrader and her ball handling ability. And the other thing that length will do is you think about Hopkins, and there's a 5-second call.
Oh, wow. How do you like that? You use a timeout to save a 5, and then you get one anyway.
But Wayzata's length will help them against the pressure of Hopkins, because you're not so worried because you can see over the top of it. You can throw over the top of it.
Johnson to Tyson. No good, but she was fouled.
I'll tell you, they run it out of a 1-4 set, and they go to one of the elbows. The other person just dives right to the front of the basket. I think if Maple Grove, if you're going to have to pick, you got to front and don't let them catch, because they're just too long where I don't think a defender can do much about it.
Free throw, no good. The other thing that I think really makes them tough to stop in that situation is that when you're looking inside on the high-low, but if everybody sags too much, you've got shooters on the wing that they can get the ball to. And I've seen teams really try aggressively to take away that high-low, and meanwhile you've got somebody there to shoot it on the wing.
Then it becomes a matter of what do you want to take away? And I think you take away the easy layups, and if Wayzata's going to there's a turnover again in transition. If Wayzata's shooting the ball well from the perimeter too, then there's really not a whole lot you can do. But you always wonder too, why do you zone them and try to just get them out of their rhythm? And there's not easy. Here's that high-low again. You see great help defense by Maple Grove. Izzy Brandt is over on the weak side.
Braun the miss, and Lamker knocked it away from Tyson to get the possession for the Crimson. Brandt will bring it back out to Carroll and around to Schulte here. 35-32, Trojans by 3. Schulte almost lost it. Now Lamker for a 3 for the tie, and she hits.
Schulte's got those great hands to recover, able to get it. Defense is collapsing there, and big-time 3 by Lamker, her second here of the second half, and we're tied up.
Tyson spinning to the hoop, no good, but draws a foul.
And that's, again, off the dribble, right? Not the catch that time. She goes hard, but she uses that great spin. I'll tell you, when you got great length, too, it's hard to be great off the dribble, and it's hard to use your body to figure out how to use that length. And I've thought for a long time, Callie Tyson, even watching her when she was a 9th grader and a 10th grader, had such good footwork and such good handle and uses her body so well.
After missing a pair last time around, she makes the first free throw, and second one also good for Tyson. So Wayzata back in front by a pair here. Lamker drives and kicks to Gordon. They try to go back to Lamker. Tyson got around and knocked it away, and they felt it hit Lamker's foot, but official did not see it that way.
And if I'm Jordan Lamker, I'm using that shot fake right after hitting a couple of threes. You know that's going to draw the defense out to her, and then use her strength and attacking ability to try to get to the rim.
Back out Lamker. Kicking it over now for Klons, and that one denied. Wow, Hay getting out there. They got a lot of shot blockers on this team.
And it's just those long arms, right? It looks like you're open, and just a great closeout, just getting that arm up extended. And even if Lydia Hay doesn't block that, she alters that shot with that kind of length.
Schulte, the drive, too strong with the left hand. Tyson had the rebound, then was tied up.
I know Schulte didn't make that, but that was a great move. Great, strong move. And just had, I think what you do too is you end up rushing your finish, right? Because you don't want to get your shot blocked. But that was a great attack to the rim by Schulte.
Went for the steal, didn't get it. Stewart, the pull-up jumper makes her pay.
Not many 6'3" girls could do that, where you gamble, and she's able to pull up a 2-dribble pull-up from the perimeter and knock it down.
Lampker open for another high arcing three, and she hits 3 of them in this half for Jordan Lampker. And a quick timeout taken by Maple Grove. They're back to within a point. She had a little bit of a slow first half, but lighting it up here in the second.
Well, you can just tell with her confidence. Watch her get this ball, Jay. She didn't no hesitation whatsoever. She's feeling it. And again, I think if Maple Grove is smart, they're going to start using that jump shot as a weapon, get the defense closing out, and drive and kick. They've been able to use their quickness to get to the basket. They just got to be able to finish. Just doesn't seem like when Wayzata's just about to feel like they're going to maybe start pulling away a little bit, Maple Grove gets a big shot, gets right back in. Every time I look at the score, it's down to 1 or a tie game. So, and I'll tell you too, I think Coach Schumacher, you want these type of games. You want to struggle a little bit, or you want to play against a really physical team. It gets your girls prepared for the bulk of that regular season. We're going to be going against tough teams in Eden Prairie and Hopkins and Minnetonka, Edina. You know, next week Wayzata's got a good test. They go out to St. Michael, Albertville, so that'll be a good battle as well.
And a future Lake Conference opponent, as the Knights will be joining this league here too. And the only bad thing about that is in various sports, you won't be able to tell STMA from Wayzata's uniforms apart. I mean, they got pretty much
colors,
identical type uniforms and colors. Schrader into the front court. Wayzata's lead has been trimmed to 1. Schrader cut off at the baseline. Now Stewart looking inside for Johnson. Switches over to the right side, but missed it, and Schulte grabs the rebound.
We're getting Ari Gordon that time, just by swatting at the ball, frustrates the finish there, just a little bit off. I just like the frustration that Maple Grove with their hands and their physicality is causing Wayzata.
And I like the way the game's being officiated too. Sometimes that's like an automatic foul if you go up in traffic, and you know, they're letting them play through that. Gordon cut off at the baseline, and now back out to Carroll. 8:20 to go. Maple Grove looking to take the lead back. They're down by 1. Coach Cook, I think, is telling them that we want to make this a good long possession. Be patient.
Well, and that's what you do with lengths. Coach Cook is wanting Wayzata to extend their defense to try to open up some of the driving lanes and pull some of that height away from the basket. So if they do drive, there's not a shot blocker there waiting for them. It's a smart ploy.
Schulte attacks and scores. Maple Grove's back in front.
What a great move, but what an awful thing to see. It looked like she landed on that ankle after just a beautiful drive. Great attack. Oh, gosh.
Much like Tyus Jones last night in the Wolves game. Same type of thing.
Oh, and I hate it. It's a right ankle. I'll tell you, I've torn my Achilles. I've had some pretty nasty injuries, but for whatever reason, Jay, watching ankle sprains, I know what that feels like. You just hope it's something not great. They'll probably have to tape it up, and because she's been so good here tonight, such a big part of their offense and their defense too. And Coach Cook imploring his team, hey, let's keep this momentum. We got the lead now. See if Wayzata's maybe able to capitalize on that.
Down low to Johnson, driving in and scores it. Nice patience there. Wasn't worried. And Wayzata goes back in front by a point.
Oh, she kept that ball high. She used her shoulder to create space, and off of the make here, they're going to go back to that 1-3-1 defense, which gave Maple Grove some problems in the first half.
I kind of thought by the smile Mike gave you when you asked about it that we might see that again, as he said.
Well, the key here is you can see there's so much length on the side. You don't want to pick your dribble up and get trapped, having 6'2", 6'3", and that's where they get in trouble, right on the sideline.
And Stewart, though, will be called for the block here as she tried to cut off the ball handler, so her second foul. And it will be Maple Grove inbounding. Lampker just got it out of there to Carroll. And kicked there by Johnson.
You know, and that's the thing too, is that when you're playing against his zone, you just never want to be passive. You can still drive and penetrate against the zone.
There's a look at Jasmine Smiley, not in the lineup tonight, a great shooter for Wayzata, so they hope to get her back for too long, a key contributor in their team success so far this year. Klon's giving it over to Lampker. It's kind of interesting that Maple Grove is, you know, they're almost holding the ball like they're a team that's ahead. They are very close, but they're down by 1. Carroll back out to Lampker.
I thought Carroll might have had an angle there to the basket. That's what I mean. You want to take the time off, but you still want to be aggressive. There's a great move.
Gordon to the hole, but it rolled out.
Again, I think that length just deflected that or changed that shot just a little bit there.
Schrader will swing it around. Stewart lobbing it for Johnson. It looked like she was looking toward the rim like she was going to shoot, and then just lofted a rainbow pass. Looks like the foul will be on Klontz.
You know, and those are the kind of fouls you'll live with, right? You're fighting for your life down low, trying to not let Wayzata get some good position. And speaking of good position, Tyson able to split 2 defenders there for an easy layup.
Good catch, too. Yeah. That was not a super easy catch. And just stepped through with good footwork and laid it in.
Well, and you touched on it there. Great footwork. And you don't see a lot of girls with great height, or boys for that matter, that have actually good footwork with it. And I've been really impressed with Wayzata and their bigs and how they, you know, we've seen the up and under and jump hooks and how they've used their body with their footwork.
So, and once again, Gordon 2 times in a row with a really nice drive, but just not quite able to finish.
All that jelly, but no toast, and you've got to get the toast.
Tyson misses this time inside, but Schrader is there on the weak side for the rebound. Lob down low to Johnson, knocked away by Gordon.
You know what I love for the freshman? She's missed 2 shots, frustrated, comes back down on the other end and makes a great play for her team. That's what you love to see, especially out of a young player, is you just don't quit. You keep going hard, whether your shots are falling or not.
Maple Grove down by 3, but still looking to be patient and get good possession. Ooh, Klonz to the floor, but got it out of there.
We've seen that a couple times for the Crimson, kind of lose possession, but able to, with quick hands, able to maintain it.
Around to Lampker. And Johnson blocked that pass, but the Crimson get it back again. And Schrader deflecting that one into the bench. Ooh, and Abby Schulte is going to try and give it a go here. She comes back in after rolling her ankle a few moments ago. And then we have a timeout taken by Wayzata here.
And you got to remember, too, if you're Maple Grove, you got to ball fake against those big, long players that are coming over on that trap. They do such a good job of getting their hands on it, getting deflections. You know, and you just look at the score, Jay, with 4 minutes, 11 seconds left, you know, 43-40. I mean, this is played exactly into Maple Grove's kind of a range, right? And, you know, we've seen a number of scores. Maple Grove holding teams to under 20 points, under 30 points. And really, this was the only kind of game I think they could play and keep it really close with Wayzata.
So out of the timeout, we'll have to keep an eye on how well Schulte can move. There's times when you twist your ankle where it's like it hurts super bad for a moment, and then it kind of is okay, and then other times you're out for several weeks. And
I'll tell you, there's times too, I remember in college and professionally where I was on crutches during the day, and then the game starts, you play. Your adrenaline kind of takes over, and so you certainly hope she's able to move and not even think about it and just play.
Well, in playing basketball, I mean, you've had to learn to deal with twisted ankles because it's going to happen sometime in this sport. Whether it's landing on somebody or planting your foot and getting stepped on. Schulte receiving it at the top. And they try to go inside to Schulte, but Braun denied it.
And those kind of passes just a second too late. You want to get it to the cutter before they get down to the bottom of the basket there, so she can use her body, catch, and able to finish that.
Gordon across to Schulte. Baseline
Nice
drive,
pass.
and it goes to Gordon with the finish. Baranek set her up.
Baranek with just an explosive move there. We haven't seen her use that quickness going to the basket much tonight, but exploded on the baseline, and just a nice finish too for the freshman Gordon.
Well, that's what can happen when you're kind of taking the air out of the ball a little bit, and all of a sudden you catch the defense off guard.
Well, you start relaxing, right? And that's when, if you got the speed, and there's again, good ball pressure that time, and trying to get it over the top to Tyson, but just a little bit too high. But watch this explosion, Baranek here, right? Bam, she goes, and look at the good help defense. And a nice job too by Ari Gordon to get herself in a position to score. Instead of staying out at the three-point line, she gets right down on the block, able to catch and finish.
And they used the term help the helper, and it was slow. The second rotation was slow for Wayzata. Lamker attacking for the lead. Maple Grove's back in front.
By that time, I think she heads up play. She realized Mara Braun was on her, the freshman, so she had the size and the strength and went right at her and able to get a basket.
Well, how does Wayzata handle this? Trailing late. They're undefeated so far this season. They're down by 1. 2:20 to go. Stewart. Schrader will give it back out. Johnson almost ran into her teammate, but Schrader picks it up. Tyson. Pretty good D there. Shot was blocked. It'll stay with Wayzata.
How about Ari Gordon again, 5'9", giving up 5-6 inches down low, but just battling down there, just making it difficult for a really good player down there in Callie Tyson.
Back out top. And they look to pitch it inside. Johnson is fouled.
I'm so impressed with Tyson, but Jenna Johnson as well, how they seal down low. Because when she catches it, it's over. You almost have to foul, otherwise it's going to be a basket. Jenna Johnson, their leading scorer, and you can see why. She just does a great job of sealing that defender down low.
And they do it well fundamentally too, so that you're not terribly likely to get offensive fouls.
Right.
You see some people who, put the big hooks out and they're elbowing.
Yep, exactly.
Johnson's first free throw ties it here for the lead. No good, but it comes right back to Johnson, and Schulte knocked it away. Johnson over to Tyson. Ooh, almost traveled there. Back out to Schrader as we approach 2 minutes to go in a tie game. Stewart's going to take this one, and it's way short, but Schrader gets there. Schrader will take a three. No good. Baranek boards it.
How about that hustle by Mimi Schrader, sprinting on the baseline, grabs a shot, finds herself wide open, and from where I was sitting, that looked good too. It just rimmed out.
Minute 40 to play. Might Maple Grove try to hold for one?
Yep. Well, we see when they ran this at the end of the half. And you got to think, Wayzata over pressures. They were able to hit it with the back door. See if that's something they look at again.
Ooh, inside to Baranek. Dangerous one there, and they turn it over. Braun then had it knocked away. But Wayzata will keep it, and then a timeout by Coach Schumacher with a minute 20 to play.
I thought they might get Baranek a timeout when she caught that underneath. There was really nowhere to go. And instead it leads to the turnover here, and Wayzata with the timeout. This is where I always like to, Jay, when I'm coaching, is you switch your defense up out of the timeout. Because you know they're going to plan against something, and just trying to get the other team to just be a little bit out of rhythm if you can. And I'm sure you can expect to see Callie Tyson, Jenna Johnson, something with that high-low, trying to get them isolated down on the post.
You talked about this being a good thing for Wayzata to get tested like this. You know, it's one thing to fall behind by 6 or 8 in the first half, but at that point you know there's a lot of time left. But now these are these crunch time possessions. You know, how do you handle it, whether you're on offense or defense?
No, absolutely. Any coach would much rather have this type of a game situation than winning by 40 or 50 points, right? You don't get, practice, you do end of game situations, but it's just not quite the same as what you get in a game.
Braun inbounding to Schrader.
Interesting thing is, will Wayzata try to hold for a shot, or will they go right down low?
I get the feeling they're not looking to hold.
They're going to just try to get a basket.
Schrader look toward Tyson. Pretty good recovery. Now they lob over the top. Tyson, a good catch in traffic, but missed. Got it back. Gets it up and in. Wow.
Just relentless with her second, third, fourth effort there. Great hands by Maple Grove. But the key there, she transferred it to her left hand and stepped through and got the finish. She couldn't have defended it any better, but just great effort by the senior.
So now Maple Grove down by 2, a little under 40 to go. See if they end up taking a timeout to try and set something up.
And you don't want to take too much time here, because if you don't get a score, you want to allow time to be able to maybe foul and get another possession. So you don't want to wait till the last second here. At least I wouldn't.
Mark Cook uses timeout as we get a look at how Tyson gave the Trojans the lead back.
Again, great help too by Ari Gordon there, but watch the effort here. Two girls, great hands, and then there was the key, I thought, when she transferred to that left hand and able to kind of use her body, shield Lamker there, and able to finish it. Again, I don't know how you play better defense, right? You got great help. I was just sometimes really good offense beats really good defense.
And Tyson, I think you give a little credit for maybe playing through a foul or two along the way sometimes tonight too. You know, that's part of it. I mean, when you get in against some really tough teams, obviously we hate to keep bringing up Hopkins, but that's going to be a huge matchup. They're going to hack at you when you get the ball down low, and you have to be ready for it, whether you're Johnson or Tyson or any of these girls.
Well, and I think too, Jay, you learn more about yourself when how you react when you struggle. When things are going great, everyone can be great, but if you're playing against a physical, scrappy team, you haven't made some shots you normally make. What do? You keep battling, and obviously no bigger basket tonight than that one right there by Tyson.
That's a pretty good point. I haven't seen anybody on either team yell at a teammate tonight, or look at the officials and complain, or make a face at their coach when he tells you something. I mean, it's just focused in and going
Next
hard.
play mentality.
Knocked out of bounds, 28 seconds. Mark Cook this time would like a timeout here to get something set up.
I think recognizing they've had some difficulty with these underneath out of bounds, and you just can't have another 5-second call.
Is in your spot too here, where depending on the clock, if it was down lower, you might be looking to score directly off the inbound, but I don't think that's necessarily the case here. They're just worried about getting it in and then getting into their stuff.
I do some type of simple action to get the ball in and then run your whatever set or whatever it is that you're trying to go. And interesting enough too, do you try to go for a 3 on the road? Do you try to go right for the win, or they've had good success with running backdoor stuff too? Do you try to spread the floor and get some type of action that way?
And they tried to go into Lamker, but put it off her shin, and it's out of bounds. So they were being aggressive trying to get a layup, and it did not work out.
There just has not been anything open there, and that's where you just got to get the ball in bounds.
Pressure from Maple Grove, and they're neither team in the bonus yet, so they're going to have to take a couple of quick fouls there. Baronic takes one there. Only the 5th foul on Maple Grove, and then Wayzata's only committed 2. Been kind of refreshing to see, maybe if you're underneath and you're getting hit a little bit, you don't think this, but refreshing to see a game without a million fouls.
Normally we're in the double bonus ×2 already at this point in the second half.
And Baronic will take another quick foul right there. That is her 4th. Here's where you really enjoy having a point guard like Mimi Schrader, that you're not too worried about making poor decisions or turning the ball over.
And having height too. If you get in trouble, you can always throw it up to some great height there.
And inbounded to Braun, and she's quickly fouled by Schulte. And so that will bring us down to the other end for a 1-and-1. And Maple Grove really had to do that, commit those fouls quickly there.
Here's the tough part now, though, is even if you get a missed free throw, you got to box out 12'5" of Trojans that are going after the offensive rebound. So you got to really pinch, physical, get a body, and if you're lucky enough to get a miss, then you got to secure the rebound.
And no good on the free throw, and they do secure that rebound, and then...
And a smart foul, too. I think that's just a heads-up play. by Tyson, because Ari Gordon had a head of steam there and maybe a chance to get to the basket, knowing you got plenty of fouls to give, too. A smart play.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Wayzata commits any more fouls kind of on purpose here. And yes, they do right there. Mimi Schrader.
This is where I'm telling my girls, if I'm Maple Grove, is be ready to shoot. If you see that foul coming, maybe you can somehow get a shooting foul called out of it.
Mark Cook barking at I don't think it's the official so much as the score table. I don't think the clock.
Now you don't have a timeout. You got to get the ball.
And gave it right away to Schrader. And then Schrader is fouled by Sam Carroll. The pressure D forced him into a kind of throwing one up for grabs there.
They've really struggled just to get the ball in play. Down 2, that's what you've got to have, a safety valve there just to get the ball in bounds. Give yourself a chance to try to tie this game. Instead, that's their second turnover here in the last 20 seconds.
Schrader hits the first, and now 3-point game. And if she can knock down another, make it a 2-possession game. Schrader this year not really shooting many free throws, and she's only at 60%. But she'll make a clutch pair right there. 4-point lead, Wayzata. Schulte into the front court. They've still got fouls to give if they want to. Schulte the miss, rebounded by Johnson, and she is fouled. And it's starting to look like Wayzata is going to survive here and stay unbeaten.
Second personal on the Crimson's number 34, Ari Gordon.
This will be on Gordon. And Johnson to the free throw line here and buries the first. Second one in and out, tip free and recovered by Schulte, but they're down by 5 and they're going to run out of time here. Couple seconds to go. Gordon will shoot a 3. It's no good, and Wayzata hangs on to pick up a tough, hard-fought victory here. Their 15th win of the season might have been the toughest yet as they win at 49-44.
I think if you ask both coaches, they're going to be really pleased with tonight. You know, if you're Coach Schumacher, you guys got off to a rough start, but you battled, you fought. Yeah, you were down here with the last couple minutes, but you kept your head. You got some big plays down the stretch. Callie Tyson with that big finish to give them the lead. And then I thought you can always hang your hat, Jay, on great defense. And I thought Wayzata down the stretch forcing Maple Grove into a couple of key turnovers on out-of-bounds plays really was the difference in this game. And if you're Maple Grove, man, you fought hard. You did exactly what you wanted. You held the Trojans to 49 points, which is about 25 points underneath their season average. So I think you got to be really proud of that, too.
So 49-44, the final. Wayzata wins it. We'll be back to hear from the Trojans here in just a moment on CCX.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Here she comes. I, Krista, take you, Jamie, to be my wife.
When we found out that we were pregnant, we were just elated. We were just sitting there waiting for the pediatrician. She said she won't be taking you in as a client.
We are a lesbian couple, but she's just a baby. She's the one you're denying the service to.
Great basketball game here tonight. Wayzata is still undefeated, but it was anything but easy. The Trojans win at 49-44 over Maple Grove. Let's go over now to Ryan.
Well, I'm here with Callie Tyson. Callie, 16 points tonight, none bigger than the nice left-handed one you got down here to give your guys the lead. Was it fun having a close game? You guys have been so dominant this year. What did it feel like actually being in a really tight game?
Yeah, we like the close ones. It's obviously pretty fun, but a little stressful. But I think we gritted it out, and we haven't had too many close games, so it's good to see that we could pull through.
I thought Maple Grove, obviously giving up a lot of length, a lot of size to you guys, were really scrappy and they were physical. Did you feel that tonight too, down low when you got the ball?
Yeah, definitely. They're like a super hard-working team. Their posts work super hard. The guards are really good, so yeah, they played well.
15-0 now, and again, you've played some good competition. You beat a good Stillwater team, beat a good Maple Grove team tonight. That H word that's in your conference is always kind of lingering out there. Yeah. Is this the most confidence in your time here at Wayzata that you felt with your caliber of team as you get into the heart of the season here?
Yeah, definitely. We're playing really well as a team. We didn't lose any seniors last year, so I think we're just used to playing with each other, and we just want to keep it rolling and work hard every day.
For our younger viewers that are watching you guys play, how important is it to be able to use your left, your right hand, your footwork, your up and unders, things like that? What would you say? I mean, how much do you practice those, and how vital is that into your success?
Yeah, we work on it daily. You're able to be unstoppable when you can go both ways, have different moves, and not just have one move you go to all the time. And yeah, we work on it every day in practice.
If you were an opposing defense with your guys' shooting, you got Mimi Schrader handling the ball, and also with your length, how would you guard you?
I really don't know, to be honest. I think, you double down the post, you leave our guards open, you play us like one-on-one, we can score. So, I don't know, good question.
And this is always one of my favorite questions, too. You as an offensive player versus you as a defensive player, who would win?
Oh, I don't know about that. That's hard. Probably defense. I don't know. I think I could block my shot.
So last thing, being a senior, trying to make a run here to the state tournament, you're going to South Dakota State, next year. How fun is all this, and how important is it for you guys to continue this run and to hopefully make that kind of a run into the postseason?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I want nothing more than to get to state with this team my senior year. They're all my best friends, so I'm just super excited to see where it goes.
Well, congratulations on a big win tonight and a good game for you. All right, back to you, Jay.
Thank you very much, Ryan, and thank you, Callie, for joining us, and congratulations to the Trojans on the win here tonight. As Ryan said, they moved to 15-0. Maple Grove, boy, you got to give them a ton of credit. They came in here and built an early lead. It played a heck of a game, just got away from them in the final minutes here as they end up losing it by 5, so they dropped to 11-4. That'll do it for tonight's broadcast here from Wayzata High School. For Ryan Iverson and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Once again, your final, Wayzata 49 and Maple Grove 44.